the Steelers getting out of there with a win today?
I think it started out how we assumed it was going to. On a day like today against a team like that. First half 7-3 coming in the end of the half, and just what I talked to the team about is, when we get opportunities, ball in the red zone, we got to come away with points. We get an opportunity at the end of half to maybe pin them down there deep, as opposed to touchback and let our defense get a stand and get the ball back. We got to take advantage of it. And then when we do pin them down there, at the 11-yard line, we can't let them pop out on the first play. And so I think you just look at the entirety of the team there, and there were some situations that we certainly could have handled better. That in a one-score game, can end up being the difference. And credit to Pittsburgh, they handled those situations, and I thought we could have done a better job of that today.
Zach, why was Freiermuth able to have such a
he made some one-on-one plays. I thought that there were a lot of times we were tight in coverage, and there were some times he's over the ball in zone coverage, and they put it on him, and he goes down quickly. So, again, we'll watch the tape and see really what the issue was there.
How much of the inability to run the ball really hampered you guys, and what was the issue in the run game?
Yeah, that's life versus Pittsburgh, and it's that's what's going to happen. It's going to be tough sledding when you're running the ball. We need to get more production out of that. It takes the pressure off the pass game. That's what they rely on. They rely on taking off the run and being able to rush the passer and putting you in known passing situations. And so we got to do a better job, just managing the drives as we go and putting ourselves in a little bit more advantageous situations. Obviously, if you can put yourself in a situation where you call more runs and you're not in 2nd and 10, 2nd and long, 3rd and longer, you can get more runs off. Then eventually some of those runs start to get you bigger gains. And we didn't get an opportunity to get enough runs off.
Is volume an issue right now in the run game?
We only had, 40 plays, I think, and you're going to look at a lot of them as 2-minute and 3rd down. So at the end of the day, you just got to look at normal down plays, run and pass. And we tried to do our best to keep some balance there, but there wasn't a lot of opportunities in this game.
What's your confidence level in Joe Mixon right now, Zach?
Very high. This has nothing to do with Joe Mixon. This is the entirety of the unit coming together. And so don't make this about one person. It's not like there was missed opportunities there from what I could see. He continues to run hard, and he's given us what we needed this season.
What did you think of Jake's first third?
What's that?
Jake Browning's first third.
I thought he handled some things really well for us, and it's a tough task to play a divisional game versus a good defense in your first game. There's going to be plenty of things he can learn from. I told him just welcome. This is just the first chapter in his story, of getting to play a real football game and getting a chance to assess his performance and rebound and move forward and still have all the confidence in the world in Jake.
Was Chase Brown able to run the ball today, or was it?
We just didn't have any opportunities. Mixon had 8 carries, and so you take away 1 or 2 of those, and he gets 6. So again, we need more snaps. We need to get more first downs that give us more snaps. That can be defensively, getting them off the field a little quicker, so we get more possessions. But at the end of the day, I think the offense has got to find a way to generate more production, get points on the board, keep the defense off the field, and take some of the pressure off of them.
There were some penalties. Looked like there were some miscommunications. Can you pinpoint, why that's been happening and how you can fix it at this point of the season?
The ones that stand out to me, there's no PI. That's a bam play. We are going to be blocking downfield after the catch. It's just a timing issue of when you can do it. And I think they dropped a defensive end, and so it happened a little quicker than you're really planning for it happening. And so that's unfortunate there. And I know we had a false start one time on a 3rd and 5 that put us in a 3rd and 10, and so we cannot have that. That's a communication issue that we got to be better at. And so again, things that we got to continue to just assess them all as a whole and see. Some of them are just going to be part of playing the game, and some of them we can certainly clean up, and we got to assess where they all fall into.
Kind of that, and expanding off that, there are reasons some things that were strengths of the roster last year might not have carried over into this year.
I think we have a really good football team, and we just got to find a way to get wins here. We're on a 3-game stretch now. We haven't found a way to do that. We had a great stride going into these 3 games. And so, again, that's kind of how the NFL season goes. You're going to hit stretches, and you got to find a way to overcome them and regroup. And I told these guys Monday Night Football is the perfect opportunity to be able to put your best foot forward and change the narrative of what's happened these last couple of weeks. And I've got confidence this team will rebound the right way this week and put in the work they need to.
There was a flag call, Zach, on their only touchdown. What did you see on that play? And did you get any communication as to why they picked up the holding call?
The initial call was holding, and then they decided it wasn't holding. So that's really all there is to it.
Is it even more frustrating when some of the same themes continue to happen on the defensive side of the ball, whether it be explosive plays and shoring up the run defense?
They keep points off the board. That's what we want. And to hold them to 3 points in the first half, I feel like offensively we can do more on that first drive of the second half to build a 10-3 lead or 14-3 lead maybe, and then the defense can really play the style of ball that they want to play. And so, again, we'll assess the performance by everybody and what we need to continue to improve on. I saw some really positive things from our defense tonight as well.
Is that where you'd say the game turned a bit in their favor, is that interception?
Well, I think just the turnover battle in general is something we preached all week, and we ended in a tie. We had the lead in halftime. You got to find a way to get one out on defense or special teams. That was a big part of it, so that factors in as well. And we just got to do a great job protecting the ball.
How much was kind of what you wanted to call similar to what you would had Joe been able to play?
Well, it's a hard question to answer because sometimes when you play these divisional opponents, the whole game shifts. These are some of the best defenses in the NFL when you play the three teams in our division, and so you got to play a certain way against these teams. So. We didn't have Joe this week, so I didn't game plan with Joe. So I can't really answer that question. Just know that, we got to be situational sound. We got to win the turnover battle. Can't have the penalties that we had today in order to win games like this.
Logan got nicked up at the end there, do you know?
I think ankle, don't know the severity of it. Again, there was only a couple plays left in the game, so unknown whether or not he could have come back.
Big picture-wise, how big of a dent does this put into what you want to do, where you want to go?
Yeah, we have to move our focus forward. There's nothing we can do to change this one. And it's important that these guys and I trust that they will. The leadership's going to continue to step up. These guys are going to remain close. Our attention to detail has got to continue to be sharp and just find ways to win in December. And that's this team has shown the ability to do that in the past. And again, I assume that we're going to play a lot of teams coming forward that have a lot of adversity of their own, whether it's injuries or whatever it is. So again, no one's sitting around feeling sorry for ourselves. We got to pull ourselves up and we got to find a way to get wins coming down here in the stretch, and that starts Monday night.
How do you think Jake managed the aggressiveness part of the game, knowing when to take shots, when to check the ball down all that?
Yeah, I thought he made some great throws that allowed us to move the ball down the field, and so again, that's all going to be part of the experience process with him. The more he gets to play, the more comfortable he's going to be. They had that's one of the better defensive lines in the NFL, and so they pose a lot of issues, and the truth of it is when you get behind and they get to really play to their strengths, that becomes a challenge. And for a guy in his first start, we got to do a great job taking that pressure off of him and finding a way to play with the lead.